Hi, I'm Mr. Pink, otherwise known as Modern Synthesis, and I'm here to give you the straight dirt on the most recent batch of Tyranid Rumours that came out on April 1st. I got real excited about these, and then someone was like, oh wait, they came out on April 1st. I'm like, oh, so this whole thing could be a crock of Tyranid doo-doo. But apparently this was, I don't know, posted to Reddit, and it was like someone, oh, I screenshotted it before it got taken down from Bolter and Chainsword. Which immediately makes me be like, yeah, okay, real. That sounds like something that someone might do if they were trying to like pull one over on us for April Fools. But I think there's still value in looking through this and comparing it to what we've heard. So we're gonna do it anyway. So what I thought I'd do is go through it and assess each of the rumors on two different things. First of all, do I think it's true? And second of all, do I wish it was true? Does it sound like something that's really cool and I hope it's real? All right, first, Paragons. Like small Hormagaunts, looks like they come in sets of 5, crash at killing and object control, but have an ability like Tau shield drones. Where I think this is coming from is the Hypergaunts that were rumored, I think more than a year ago now, maybe about a year ago, where there was a rumor that Gaunts were going to get smaller and there were going to be multiple Gaunts on a base. Do I think that this is true? Maybe. Do I want this to be true? Yes. Just because I think it would be cool to have some stage between Rippers and Gaunts. Although, like, when I think about these kind of hyper gaunts, these are calling them Paragons, the idea of having like a smaller gaunt, I thought of it as like a Ripper replacement. And what maybe is evidence for this is that in that CG trailer that we all watched, there are small things that are running around without guns, and there's a scene where one of them like jumps onto the dreadnought and starts kind of tearing into it. And I was thinking that that might be a hypergaunt. At first I thought it was a Hormagaunt, but some people were like, no, I don't know that's Hormagaunt. Maybe we haven't seen a Hormagaunt yet. So I thought that that would either be a Hormagaunt or it would be this like Hypergaunt thing. I think it would be cool to have like something that would be more of like a swarm. Because we have Ripper swarms, but I don't know that they really fill that swarm role. And like you could say that you could have like a swarm of Termagants, a swarm of Hormagaunts, certainly. But the fact that in this alleged rumor, it says they have an ability like Tau shield drones. I'm not that familiar with Tau shield drones, but I'm wondering if this is like a meat shield kind of thing that you can like have like waves of them going in front of your Gaunts and people have to target them before they target the Gaunts, which sounds like shoot the big ones, but whatever. But I hope that there's something like a Hyper Gaunt, a smaller Gaunt that comes multiple to come in sets of 5. Like small Hormagaunts looks like they come in sets of 5 trash killing. So I took that to mean that there was 5 of these little Gaunts on a base, but I don't know what that really is. So I hope that there's something where there's like a slightly larger base and a bunch of little like skittery Gaunts to make like a carpet of swarmness. That would be really cool. Next up, Magistrant and Vassal Spores. Insane, most powerful Psyker in the game behind Magnus the Red. More expensive than a Hive Tyrant, can destroy Vassal Spores to reroll psychic tests, has psychic abilities for every phase. Is this likely? Yeah. Do I hope it's true? Maybe. I think what's happening here is that before we've heard about Magistrants, and they were described as things that look like a mix between a Biovor and a Venom Thrope. Then we saw those things in the trailer, those two things that like the camera zooms in on them and they're like eating Space Marines or whatever with big tentacles. I still believe that those things are Magistrants. It would be sad for me if this sounds like what they're describing is that big psychic thing that we saw in the trailer with the two people said like psychic spore mine things floating beside them. They look like the Menhirs from the Silent King. Yeah, his floating rock things. When I read this rumor for the Magistrant and Vassal Spores, I think that what we're reading here is someone trying to describe what that psychic thing does. I hope they got the name wrong because I really like the Norn Emissary. It's grown on me, and I like that Norn hint. I also even like Maliceptrix because we've got a Maliceptor, which could be like the masculine psychic creature, like the Tyranid monstrous creature we have now, and then a Maliceptrix could be like the feminine version of that like psychic superpowered monstrous creature. I think those are cooler names than Magistrant. Also, Straunt sounds like Gaunt, which sounds like a smaller creature to me. I don't believe that there's any large Tyranids that have a Straunt name on them. Again, doesn't mean anything. But that's what I'm going from. So I think that maybe like the description under the name is true about what this big psychic thing does. I hope it's not called a Magistrant. I hope the Magistrant is those other weird things, but who knows. So this one, I think it's probably true about the big psychic thing.
I hope it's true. Most powerful Psychic in the game sounds awesome. It'd be great if Tyranids had that kind of Psychic ability. More expensive than a Hive Tyrant? I don't know, as long as it's powerful. And, yeah. And I was wondering what those two little Spore Mine things do. So, if it, like, destroys one of them to reroll a test, that's cool. But, like, I don't know, are they shields or something like that? Who knows? We'll find out. So I think that's likely, but maybe not with this name. Next, Viragon. Medium-sized, bulbous spider-looking thing with tentacles. Effectively has fly keyword. I guess that means it can move over anything? I don't know. Comes with a little gross marker on the spruce, similar to Gene Stealer Infestation nodes, but bigger. Something to do with making objectives dangerous for opponents to hold. So, do I think this is true? Like the previous one, this sounds possible. It links up with something that Valrak rumored, where he said that the Tyranids were going to be getting something that looked like a... God, what are they called? Venom Crawler, the Chaos machine with the big, kind of like spidery thing with the big butt. He said that Tyranids were going to be getting something like that, and he's been pretty close on a bunch of other stuff. So I think that what's being described here is that thing. I like the idea that it comes with a gross marker on the spruce, similar to the Gene Stealer Infestation nodes, because that's just like a cool thing to have, like Tyranid scenery. Do I think it's called a Viragon? That's a little weird. Viragon, in case you're not familiar with what a Viragon is, here's a picture of a Viragon. This is from the, this name is from the collectible card game, the old one, not the new Magic one, the previous one. I don't really remember what it was called. But there's a bunch of cool Tyranid creatures that they created in that, and one of them was called a Viragon. And you can see in the art here that it's more like a Trigon than like a weird spider thing. So that isn't to say that this couldn't be called a Viragon. Like, Games Workshop probably has all those names because they created them all for these cards anyway. They could absolutely take that name and slap it on something else. But, I don't know, something about it, the fact that that name was attached to this description, made me dubious about these rumors, that it's like... I actually wondered if Flynn came up with these rumors when I saw that, because Viragon is a thing that like Flynn would seize on from the collectible card game. But yeah, I don't know, something about that name made me hesitant about it, but the rest of this thing sounds like kind of what Valrak described with a little more depth to it. He has said we're getting a bulbous spider-looking thing. I don't think he said it had tentacles, he might have. So that part, I think, is likely. The rest of it, I'm not really sure. Next, Shrikes. These guys look badass. Not as poseable as current warriors. No surprise there. I think none of these Tyranids are going to be poseable as the current line, so careful what you wish for. Come with the usual weapons for warriors, but can only take one set. New gun that works like a sniper rifle. So, Shrikes, ever since we saw that Tyranid Prime with the wings in the trailer, Shrikes are far more likely for me. I think we're getting Shrikes. I think this is true. And when we saw that warrior, or whatever it is, Prime thing, the winged thing, in the trailer, it only had one set of weapons. It looked like one of its, like, Tyranids have 6 limbs. It looked like its upper set of limbs were the wings. Its lower set of limbs were sliding talons that it plunges into the Terminator, and then it had its legs. So it looks like that's what we're going to get here, that, I guess like with the gargoyles, where one set of their arms is the wings, they only get a second set, so you can, it sounds like you can put a combat weapon on it, or a gun on it. I don't know about new gun that works like a sniper rifle. This was the part where part of me was like, yes! Spike rifles from like 2nd edition? I love spike rifles. I want them to come back. I want spike rifles back, and I want stranglewebs because they're fluffy. Give them to gaunts, to special weapons. Please give me spike rifles and stranglewebs. I'll be so happy. But I don't get why you would put a sniper rifle on a winged warrior. And there is that whole thing with Dark Eldar where they have Scourges, which are winged warriors with guns. That's cool. I've always liked that. I like the idea of like being able to reposition like fire teams, and I love the idea of shooting Tyranids. So I really want this to be true, that they get a new gun that works like a sniper rifle, and it's a spike rifle. But that one part of this rumor about Shrikes made me doubt it. I was like, that seems weird. I don't know if that's accurate. So Shrikes, do I think this is true? Yeah, I think we're getting Shrikes. Do I want it to be true? Yes, Flynn has sold me on Shrikes. But I don't know if this is the exact description of them, but I don't know. I don't know if this is a real rumor, or this is someone just like spitballing on what a Shrike could be. I think Shrikes are coming. Next, the rumor that I am most dubious about. The Tyravex. This thing is huge. Promo model shown towering over a ruined monolith. Looks like something from War of the Worlds. 3 big spider legs, massive body, with a nasty looking gun underneath. 2 big tentacles which split into more tentacles at the tips. Lord of War, definitely a centerpiece. Unusual in that it's not bulky at all, but really tall. Will be a bitch to transport if legs are glued on. Toughness 10. Okay. When I read this thing, I was like, that's interesting. And then I got to the bit where it's like, looks like something from War of the Worlds. 3 big spider legs, massive body with a nasty gun underneath. Where have we heard of a massive War of the Worlds style walker with a big gun underneath? Have you ever seen one of those before? Maybe right here in the Necron line? In the last box set that came out for Warhammer, whatever? This is the one that I feel least likely to believe. This literally sounds like someone took the Necron thing and just made it a Tyranid. War of the Worlds, that sounds like someone taking like alien stuff and trying to put it in the Tyranid line. It doesn't really work for me. 3 big spider legs. Unless they're like seeing the picture weird and they don't realize there's a 4th one somewhere else, why would a Tyranid have 3 legs? Like, I know that Highfleet Malak and Hydra and I complain that Tyranids need to have weird, different stuff, but like, Tyranids' limbs are always, there's always a symmetrical number of limbs, like 6 limbs, whatever. If you got 3 spider legs, why? Like, why wouldn't there be 4 spider legs? That feels really weird. A bunch of tentacles seems like an easy thing to say about a Tyranid. The part of this that I actually find most believable is that it's really tall and it would be horrible to transport. Because I, for a long time, have thought that like these beautiful centerpiece models that Games Workshop makes, immaculate. But I'm like, how are you gonna move that anywhere? So the fact that they would give Tyranids something that's really hard to transport, I'm like, that makes me believe this more. Toughness 10 seems like a lot. Like, are the greater demons toughness 10? I don't even know. But yeah, this one is the one that I believe the least. So is this true? I think very unlikely. Do I want it to be true? Not particularly. I want my big chonky Lords of War to be like a kaiju. Like, I want them to be like heavy set, like on 2 legs, like a big Tyrannosaurus Rex, or on 4 legs, like quadrupedal, like the Dominid from Epic 40k. That's what I want from my my Lords of War. Spindly, tall, spidery looking things, like, could be cool. Like, I'm open to cool stuff, but I'm not super thrilled about this idea. Next, Tyranid Prime. This one's hard to see because it's behind a thing. It says, new separate kit to warriors. Looks much more menacing. New Scything Talons design is chef's kiss. Existing Scything Talons are really good. These better be damn fine Scything Talons, because the existing ones are really nice. Especially warrior Talons. I still like them. Can be equipped with wings. Abilities mesh well with melee warriors' strikes. Must take if heavily relying on them. Alright, so I feel like this has been pretty much confirmed that there's going to be a winged something like a Tyranid Prime in that box, because we saw it in the trailer, and I fully believe that everything we saw in that trailer is going to be in the starter box. So this, I'd say, is it going to happen? Yes, very likely. Do I want it to happen? Yeah, sure. Sounds cool. Like, it's always been talked about the idea of doing like a flying circus list for Tyranids where everything has wings and flies. I think that that's really neat, and I think that it's unfortunate that we can't do that. It'd be great to have flying rippers. I don't think that's happening. But yeah, getting winged warriors back in, lots of fun. Winged Tyranid Prime sounds like a great thing to add to them. And yeah, I'm interested to see what these new design for Scything Talons is, because the ones in the trailer looked kind of chonky and less lithe than the ones we currently have, so I hope it's good. Next, Termagants and Rippers. Rippers come in more varied and dynamic poses, standardized weapon. Oh, I don't know if that's... Okay, so I really hope that if they bring back Rippers, they don't replace them with these Hypergoths, that they're in a separate box. Please don't have to buy Termagants to get Rippers, like, break them out. But looking at the Necron line, they didn't do that with the Necrons. I'm pretty sure you have to buy Necron Warriors to get Scarabs, which is unfortunate, and I really wish there was a separate Scarab box. So that could be proof that Rippers will be bundled in with other things. If they are bundled in with other things, please do it the Nurgling way, where they're like fun and interesting and different, and you get like a big slew of range of them, like, and put them on everything. Like, put them on every monstrous creature. Just comes with random Rippers, and like every Gaunt and every like warrior. Put them in the Prime box. Put them in everything. I want to be drowning in Rippers. I don't want to like have like 1 or like 5 in like 1 box of Termagants. Like, that doesn't feel like enough. So yeah, hopefully that if they do it this way, that there's just Rippers everywhere. We're just awash with them. And I like more varied and dynamic poses. I hope that varied part doesn't just refer to the poses, that's actually like varied creatures, because like rippers could be all kinds of creepy things. Like make them like spidery, make them like slithery, like make them all kinds. It would be really cool. I think there's a lot of potential for rippers to be great. So in this it says rippers come in more varied and dynamic poses, comma, standardized weapons. I don't know if standardized weapons is referring to the rippers or referring to the termagants. Termies will be good backline objective holders, can move out of phase. So this doesn't sound like anything other than what we already know. We already know that termagants can move out of phase because we saw that on their data card. I don't know what standardized weapons means. Maybe that's like that we're going to get the same weapons we always had, which is the Flesh Boar, the Devourer, and the Spine Fist. Not super exciting, but I would love to see a new Devourer sculpt. Like, I think they could do a really cool job with the new Devourer, because the existing one's decent, but it's kind of like, it could be more like sharp looking. And then the Spine Fist, I would love to see new Spine Fist. They're okay, they're cool, but like I'd like to see a new take on them. Again, spike rifles, strangle webs, put them in this box, please.
Hormagaunts. What a glow up. Back pair of Scything Talons are now bigger, rather than vestigial. Model has similar design philosophy to new Termagants, now has mandibles on mouth, dynamic but more like Velociraptors than leaping forwards, very fast, inbuilt bonus like old Hydra trait for outnumbering. Do I think this is likely? Yes, I think we're getting new Hormagaunts. Do I want it to be true? Yes, I want it to be true that they are a glow up, that the back pair of Scything Talons are bigger. When I hear that, what I think about is 2nd edition Hormagaunts, who had like the spikes in the front and then like the scythes coming up over top. Very nice. I would love for something like that. The fact that it says that they're not leaping forward, they're more like Velociraptors, I kind of feel like those Termagant models they showed us are already pretty Velociraptor-y. So this makes me wonder if this is going to be a dual kit. I hope it's not a dual kit. I hope Termagants and Hormagaunts are separate because they deserve separate love. Very fast, I guess that's the rule. And I like mandibles in the mouth. We don't have enough mandibles in the Tyranid line. That'd be cool. And I love the idea of the backside of Talons are now bigger. Because already on those Termagants, those like secondary limbs they have down below, they're looking real good. And if they just made them a little bigger on a Hormagaunt, that would be fantastic. So I'm really excited for Hormagaunts to be real sexy. So hopefully that's true. Next. Not much. Biovors, Pyrovors. Updated design, still have a bulky face and tusks, comes with 3 spore mines. I think what we're seeing here is that people are not super excited about Biovors and Pyrovors in general. Maybe that's from years of them being just kind of like, oh yeah, and by the way, we updated the Biovor. I would love for them to get proper love, because like I've said before, I love Biovors. When I started playing in 2nd edition, me and Biovors, we were best friends. I wanted Tyranids to be shooty. I wanted to have artillery. I loved spore mine games, so yeah. Hope they're cool. I hope they're really cool. Bulky face sounds... tusks, neat. 3 spore mines, okay. Although that doesn't seem like enough spore mines if we're going to have like clouds of them drifting around. So maybe they're just markers for if you shoot and you can't just get a whole pack of them. I don't know. We'll see. So, Biovors, Pyrovors, yes, I think this is likely. Do I hope it's true? I hope they're good. I hope they're cool. I hope they're interesting. I hope they're different. I hope they look like kind of like heavy. And like it's not just like this like little body with this giant gun slapped on top. Like I hope they're like, yeah, like chonky, and then they got the gun, but like they look like they're weighted. I hope they're awesome. Because I have a lot of love in my heart for them. Screamer Killer. Once again, like the Shrikes, because we saw the Screamer Killer in that video, it's pretty much guaranteed. I would say that this is like confirmed already. I think that this rumor is crap because they say they've taken the goofy classic 2nd edition design and really done it justice. That was not a goofy design. That is a beautiful design. That Tyranid got me into Tyranids. So 2nd edition, no shade on the 2nd edition Screamer Killer. Like, what's his name? Squigmar? He can go jump in a lake. 2nd edition Screamer Killer is magnificent. And I challenge this new Screamer Killer to live up to how great the 2nd edition. It says really done it justice. Whole torso is posable, unlike Carnifex kit. So it's very dynamic. I have no idea what that means. Because the Carnifex kit, like, you've got the whole torso. You've got, like, the torso at the front, and you've got the tail, and it's got a ball joint that goes into it. I'm sure it's got a pin that goes in there, but you can just cut that pin off, and you can pose it all different ways. So, like, can you pose the plates? That would be cool. Or, like, the ribs? I don't know what that means. Like, the tail, maybe? Because, like, a Carnifex, the tail is just, like, one piece. Like, I like anything in here that says posable, because I was definitely afraid that all this Tyranid stuff is going to be monopose, and that it's not going to tessellate with the old stuff, that you're not going to be able to like put in the ball joints. That would be sad. Very dynamic. Yes, I want dynamic. Bioplasma has the pistol, spread, and rend keywords. I'm not really concerned about rules right now, but Bioplasma being able to shoot far would be fun. Too bad it can't. Or that effectively doubles battle shock penalties. No idea what that is. So yeah, is this likely? Yes. Do I hope it's true? Yes, because I love Screamer Killers. Give me a Screamer Killer all day, every night. It's coming. We saw it in the trailer. I just hope it's a good one. I hope that head is funky, not just like long and skinny. Lictor. Death Leaper to be discontinued. Very menacing sculpt. Multiple head options. Has longer tail than before. Can't be shot at unless the closest unit flesh hooks stop characters from falling back. Deep strike and infiltrate keywords. Do I think this is likely? Yes. Do I hope it's true? Please God, yes. Like, please get us a really nice Lictor. I love the idea that they're saying very menacing resculpt. That plays well for me. Multiple head options? Yes. Give me multiple head options. Multiple head options on any Tyranid are amazing, and on a Lictor, I love that. Because if they're only going to make one model, but you can field a number of them, it's great to have the multiple head options. It says Death Leaper to be discontinued. I really hope that someone's missing the fact that Death Leaper is in this box, and that's why there's multiple head options. But I just want a cool Lictor. And I want it to be powerful and scary on the battle. Longer tail than before is great. That's perfect. I love that. When I made my Lictors, I made their tails long. That's a great piece, so I hope that's true. Can't be shot at unless the closest unit. That'll keep it alive, hopefully. That's cool. Yeah, I don't care about the rules. Anyway, so those are like the main unit things, and then it goes into some general stuff. Tyranid Combat Patrol, identical to models included in the 10th edition launch box. Tyranid Prime, Termagants ×2, Formagants, Paragons, Shrikes, Viragon. So Tyranid Prime is confirmed because we've seen it. The weird thing is that this doesn't list the Screamer Killer, because we saw the Screamer Killer in that trailer. Right? Other rumors, I think, have put the Screamer Killer in this box. I think a couple of different batches have put it in this box. So that on its own makes me doubt it. But maybe when they were talking about the Screamer Killer, they were talking about the Norn Emissary, they were just seeing a big Tyranid army picture with new models, not the box. So this has a Tyranid Prime in it. This is the first time we've heard of Shrikes being in this box. I think Termagants and Hormagants have been rumored before. The Hypergons have been rumored before, so that could be the Paragons. Tyranid Prime has been rumored before. Viragon, that's the thing that Valrak described as being like the Venom Crawler. I think he said that would be in this box, so that's a maybe, although that name still seems weird. I don't know, I feel weird about the Shrikes, that we haven't heard about Shrikes being in it yet, and now all of a sudden it's like, speed them up, put them right in. So that'd be cool. Do I think this is true? I don't know that this is going to be the makeup. Do I want this to be true? Not really, because I want a Screamer Killer in there. I want to get this box, and I want to just like pull the Screamer Killer right out, just kiss it in the face. So I hope that this is not true and that there's a Screamer Killer. General thoughts. I think this is more rules, but let's go over it anyway. Swarms are back and better than ever due to endless multitude. Tyranid shooting toned down. Good anti-heavy exists, but most other guns are meh. Flamers are even better for Tyranids. Extra keywords over normal flamers. Hopefully that means like the way they use the flamers, not flamers are better at killing them. I'm sad to hear that Tyranid shooting's toned down because I love me a shooty Tyranid, but let's see. Again, this is the April Fool's rumor. So do I think this is true? Maybe. Do I hope this is true? No, I hope this is false because I want shooty Tyranids. Especially the Tyravex, the thing that I don't think exists, option which puts out an eye-watering number of hits. Well, that sounds like it could be a Flesh Borer Hive, because a Flesh Borer Hive does do an eye-watering number of hits on a Turvagon. I still don't think that Tyravex thing is real. Tyranids will contend for the best psychic army in the game. That is cool because they are the hive mind. Like, they've got Shadow and the Warp stuff. That works for me. Not super powerful abilities outright, but extremely flexible. So that sounds like more buffs, maybe. Tyranid melee trending towards lower strength and low AP, but plus loads of attacks compared to other factions. That sounds like you need to have a giant swarm of these things to be able to do real damage with them. I hope that's not true because I like the Tyranids have some like strong melee stuff. I like that Rending Claws are scary when they're scary, so hopefully they're still scary. So that's this list of rumors. Who knows if they're true or not. I think that what happened here is that someone literally took Valrak's rumors, they took some other stuff, they poured it into Chat GPT, and they're like, make me some Tyranid rumors for April Fools. But like I said, going over this, I think there are elements of truth in this that may have been exaggerated or may have been misinterpreted. It's cool to get Tyranid rumors at all, so I'm happy to see them. And hopefully this has been helpful for you. And this has like helped you like kind of parse through some of these things and see how you feel about them. Let me know in the comments below how you feel about these rumors. Do you think they're real? Do you think it's an April Fool's gag? I think it's somewhere in the middle. And yeah, please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. I'm going to be doing lots more Tyranid videos as lots more Tyranids happen, because as we know, it's one hot bug summer coming up in 2023. and I am here for it. Talk to you later. Bye.